Today we're going to talk about the Laken Riley Act and what does that look like for someone locally. This is Christina Williams with Just Criminal Law.
And David Mann, legal storytelling specialist. Okay, so if there's a story I think that we're all a little interested in now is what is the story of Laken Riley? Who is she? What happened? And why is this on our minds right now?
Sure. So she was a young nursing student who was murdered by an undocumented person who had previously been charged with a crime of dishonesty, a theft crime, that is shoplifting. And so as a result of what happened in this particular case, Congress passed a law which mandates that ICE detain an undocumented person who's charged with a crime of dishonesty, that is a theft or a burglary, something along those lines, or even shoplifting. And also it includes, crimes of violence, for example, assault on a police officer. So it mandates the detention of this person prior to any sort of conviction. And the idea being that if the person is undocumented and committing crimes, specific crimes in the United States, then now we have a mandate and authority to detain them. And so that's what this act provided.
Okay, so just to kind of break it down a little bit, what was happening before there was a Laken Riley Act? So just sort of paint the picture of somebody who's undocumented commits a crime, and then what happens in the before time? Sure.
So a lot of times, the undocumented person, say in this particular instance where, they're cited with shoplifting, and they're given a ticket and a court date. A lot of times that person's not going to show up for the court date necessarily, or they're going to maybe pay the fine and not go to court. But the purpose here is it's an opportunity to find an undocumented person and detain them and then have them go through the proper channels or the proceedings either to be deported or to waive their deportation hearing and leave voluntarily and then come back through the border through the proper channels so that they become documented.
So now that there is the Laken Riley Act, how have things changed?
Sure. So if someone, is cited for shoplifting, they're no longer just given a ticket and asked to come back to court. They're detained. That is, they're arrested, and that's an opportunity then for them to go through the deportation process and either be ordered to leave the country or waive that deportation order and leave voluntarily and come back. So it's just a mechanism to, if somebody's here illegally and they come into contact with law enforcement and they're cited with these particular crimes, it allows or mandates that they be held.
Okay, so it used to be that they would commit some sort of crime and their immigration status was not really considered part of it, and now it is, and they are mandated to be detained. So and this is as a result of this Laken Riley murder, so that this person who's committed a crime isn't free to just commit more crimes. Is that basically it?
Exactly. That's kind of what got the ball rolling and got this act passed by, it's obviously supported bipartisan. It had bipartisan support and became the law of the land. It's really hard to argue against something like that when such a travesty happens like it did to Ms. Riley. And so this act codified or made it a law that a person who comes into contact with law enforcement under these crimes must be detained.
I see. Okay, well, if someone wants to have your expertise on all these types of legal matters and many more, how do they get in touch with you?
Sure, we'll include a link in the description where they can call, text, or chat with a member of my team anytime, day or night. Here at Just Criminal Law, we know you only get one shot at justice, so make yours count.